She trusted her. She defended her when others raised concerns. She gave her access to everything, her business, her money, her private life. She believed in her when no one else did. And now, Selena Quintanilla is walking into this motel room to confront the one person she should have feared most. This meeting will last 11 minutes. One of them will never leave alive. What Selena doesn't know is that the woman waiting inside has already decided. If she can't have Selena's trust, no one can. To the world, Selena was untouchable. 23 years old, Grammy winner, the queen of Tejano music. She wore white at concerts, smiled at every fan, signed every autograph. Her voice could fill stadiums. Her presence could light up a room.
She was breaking barriers, crossing over into mainstream pop, becoming the star everyone predicted she'd be. Selena was supposed to be unstoppable. But fame is a strange thing. It's a magnet, and not everyone it attracts has good intentions. Behind the stage lights and sold-out shows, behind the Billboard Awards and magazine covers, someone was getting closer. Too close. Someone Selena called a friend. Someone her family had welcomed in. Someone who knew her schedule, her secrets, her vulnerabilities. Someone who would take everything. Her name was Yolanda Saldivar, and she didn't just admire Selena. She was obsessed with her. This isn't a story about fame. It's a story about trust, about how the people we let closest can sometimes be the most dangerous.
About how obsession hides behind devotion and how warning signs are ignored until it's too late. Yolanda Saldivar didn't start out as a threat. She was just a fan. A 34-year-old registered nurse from San Antonio, quiet, unremarkable, obsessive about detail. She loved Selena's music, collected every album, attended every concert she could. In 1991, she approached Selena's father, Abraham, with an idea. She wanted to start an official fan club. Abraham was skeptical, but Yolanda was persistent, professional. She had references, a clean record. She seemed trustworthy, so he said yes. And Yolanda got to work. She organized events, sent newsletters, collected membership fees. She was good at it, efficient, dedicated. Selena noticed. She liked Yolanda's work ethic, her loyalty. In her world of tour managers and record executives, Yolanda seemed different, genuine. So Selena gave her more responsibility, more access, more trust. By 1994, Yolanda wasn't just running the fan club anymore. She was managing Selena's boutiques in San Antonio and Corpus Christi, handling inventory, processing sales, managing employees. She had keys to the stores, access to bank accounts, Selena's personal cell phone number. She wasn't just an employee anymore. She was inside the inner circle. But something was off. People around Selena started noticing things, strange things. Yolanda would show up at the boutiques unannounced, stand in the corner, watch. She'd call Selena constantly, multiple times a day. If Selena didn't answer, she'd leave message after message. She carried a gun in her purse, said it was for protection. She became jealous when Selena spent time with other friends. One time, she told an employee, "Selena and I are best friends. We tell each other everything." But when Selena's actual friends heard this, they were confused. They'd never even met Yolanda. Selena rarely mentioned her. Boutique employees started complaining. Yolanda was controlling, paranoid. She'd accused staff of stealing, of talking behind her back. Several quit. One employee said it plainly. She acted like she owned Selena. Another said, something about her just felt wrong. Red flags. Everywhere. But Selena didn't see it. Or maybe she didn't want to see it. She saw someone working hard, someone who seemed to care, someone she thought she could trust. And that trust was about to destroy her. Early 1995. Things started unraveling. Customers were complaining about missing orders. Employees were quitting left and right. Inventory didn't match the books. Something was wrong. Selena's father, Abraham, started digging.
He looked at the fan club records first. The club had over 8,000 members, each paid $22 a year. That's over $175,000. But the bank account showed almost nothing. Where was the money? Abraham demanded answers. Yolanda had excuses ready. Paperwork errors, bank delays, processing issues. She cried, she apologized, she begged for more time.
She promised to fix everything. Selena believed her. She wanted to believe her. But Abraham didn't stop. He brought in accountants, lawyers, and what they found was devastating. Forged checks, fake invoices, unauthorized withdrawals. Money funneled directly into Yolanda's personal accounts. She hadn't just made mistakes. She'd been stealing for months, maybe even years. Tens of thousands of dollars. Gone. On March 9th, 1995, Abraham Quintanilla fired Yolanda Saldivar. He told her to hand over all financial records, all bank statements, all files. Yolanda refused. She said she'd only give them to Selena. Only Selena.
Not Abraham, not the lawyers. Just Selena. This is the moment everything changed. Because Yolanda wasn't thinking like an employee anymore. She was thinking like someone who was losing control. And people like that become dangerous. She started calling Selena over and over, dozens of calls, crying, apologizing, begging, saying she had the papers, saying she needed to explain in person, saying it was all a misunderstanding. Selena was torn. Part of her was angry, hurt, betrayed. But another part of her felt guilty. What if Yolanda was telling the truth? What if there was an explanation? Selena didn't want to believe that someone she trusted could lie to her face.
Steal from her. Use her. She wanted to give Yolanda one more chance. One final meeting to clear things up. March 31st. Days Inn, Corpus Christi. Room 158. Selena told her husband Chris she'd be home by noon. She had no idea she'd never come back. Selena arrives at the Days Inn at 10 a.m. She's wearing jeans and a jacket. No makeup, no entourage. Just her. Yolanda is already there, waiting in room 158. The room is small. 2 beds, cheap furniture, thin curtains drawn shut. Selena knocks. Yolanda opens the door. Her eyes are red. She's been crying. They sit down, and Yolanda tells her a story. She says she was raped.
In Monterrey, Mexico, 2 days ago. That's why she doesn't have the financial records. She was attacked, traumatized. She couldn't think straight. She needs to go to the hospital. She needs help. Selena believes her. Of course she does. Because Selena sees people the way she wishes the world could be. She sees pain. She sees someone asking for help. She doesn't see manipulation. So she drives Yolanda to the emergency room, stays with her, waits for 3 hours while doctors examine her. But the medical report comes back. No evidence of sexual assault. No signs of trauma. Nothing. Yolanda's story is falling apart, and Selena knows it. They drive back to the motel. It's almost 11:30 a.m. now.
Selena is frustrated, exhausted, done. She walks back into room 158 and demands the records. No more excuses, no more delays. Hand them over, now. Yolanda starts crying again. She's panicking. She knows it's over. The fan club, the boutiques, the access, the friendship. Selena is slipping away, and Yolanda can't let that happen. She's losing control, and control is all she's ever wanted. The argument escalates, voices rising. Selena is angry now. Yolanda is desperate. Finally, Selena has had enough. She turns toward the door. She's leaving. And that's when Yolanda reaches into her purse.
She pulls out a .38 caliber revolver. Selena sees it. Her eyes widen. She backs away. She tries to run. But Yolanda doesn't hesitate. She pulls the trigger. The gunshot echoes through the hallway. One bullet, fired from less than 3 feet away. It hits Selena in the right shoulder, severs her subclavian artery. She stumbles. Blood pours from the wound, but she doesn't stop. She runs, out of the room, down the hallway, leaving a trail of blood behind her. She makes it to the lobby, screams for help, and collapses.
The motel manager rushes over. Selena is gasping, bleeding out. She manages to say, "Yolanda, room 158. She shot me. Lock the door." Then she loses consciousness. Paramedics arrive within minutes. They try to stop the bleeding, but she's lost too much blood. They rush her to Corpus Christi Memorial Hospital. Doctors work frantically to save her, but the damage is too severe. At 1:05 p.m., Selena Quintanilla is pronounced dead, 23 years old. Back at the Days Inn, Yolanda is still there. She doesn't run. She locks herself inside her red pickup truck in the parking lot, gun pressed against her own head. Within minutes, police arrive. They surround the truck.
Guns drawn. Yolanda is hysterical, screaming, crying, threatening to kill herself. Negotiators try to talk her down. For 9 hours she sits there, refusing to surrender. She tells them it was an accident. She says the gun went off by mistake. She says she didn't mean to hurt Selena. She says she loved her. But the gun was loaded, the safety was off, and Selena is dead. Finally, at 9:30 p.m., Yolanda Samdivar surrenders. She's arrested, handcuffed, taken into custody. News spreads fast. By the next morning, the world knows. Selena Quintanilla has been murdered by someone she trusted. Yolanda's trial began in October 1995. The evidence was overwhelming. Eyewitnesses, blood evidence, the gun.
Her own 911 call from the truck, where she admitted pulling the trigger. She claimed it was an accident, that she was suicidal, and Selena tried to take the gun away. But prosecutors painted a different picture, a picture of obsession, control, rage. A woman who couldn't stand losing the one person who made her feel important. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Guilty. First-degree murder. Life in prison. Eligible for parole in 2025. 30 years. Meanwhile, the world mourned. Over 60,000 people attended Selena's funeral in Corpus Christi. Fans lined the streets, holding flowers, sobbing. Radio stations played her music non-stop. Her albums shot to #1. She became a legend. But her family was left with an unbearable loss.
Her husband, Chris Perez, said he lost his soulmate. Her father said he lost his daughter and his dream. Her fans lost an icon. All because one woman couldn't let go. This wasn't random violence. This was intimate betrayal. The worst kind. Selena didn't die at the hands of a stranger. She died because she trusted someone who was never worthy of that trust. Psychologists call it obsessive attachment disorder. It starts with admiration. Then it becomes fixation. Then possession. Yolanda didn't just want to work for Selena. She wanted to be Selena, to control her, to own her time, her attention, her gratitude. And when that control slipped away, when Selena tried to set boundaries, Yolanda couldn't handle it.
In her mind, if she couldn't have Selena, no one could. The warning signs were there. The obsessive phone calls, the lies, the jealousy, the need for constant validation. Employees saw it. Friends sensed it. But Selena? She wanted to see the good. She believed in second chances. She thought loyalty went both ways. And that kindness killed her. Because some people don't deserve your trust. Some people will take and take until there's nothing left. And when you finally say no, they'll make sure you can't say anything ever again. Selena's death sent shockwaves around the world. People magazine called it the day the music died. Her crossover album, Dreaming of You, was released 4 months after her death. It debuted at #1, sold over 300,000 copies in its first week. She became the first Latin artist to achieve that. But she wasn't alive to see it.
She never got to finish the album. Never got to go on that world tour. Never got to have the children she dreamed of. Never got to grow old with her husband. All of that was stolen from her. In 11 minutes, in a cheap motel room, by someone she called a friend. There's a lesson buried in this tragedy. Trust is a beautiful thing, but it's also fragile and dangerous, especially when it's given to the wrong person. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Not everyone who works hard for you is loyal. Not everyone who says they love you actually does. Selena Quintanilla deserved better. She deserved to live, to thrive.
To see her legacy unfold. But she never got that chance because the person she trusted most took it all away. If this story affected you, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. What warning sign do you think should never be ignored? And remember, trust carefully. Guard your heart. Not everyone deserves access to it.